If the music video for Take On Me had been an hour and a half long and directed by Terry Gilliam, this is Biggle's Adventure in Time on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got the Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. I've got Sam and Jackie here as always. How are the as always team?
Do you want to be a hero? Hero!
It's every time. Every time. How are you, Jackie? I'm bringing the song from the movie in to start the show.
Dude, that song made this movie incredibly exciting. I loved it.
It does come out hot with the Do You Want to Be Here? Do we have any details? Sam, how are you?
Better.
Good. Do we have any,
Just screw you, Sam.
Now that I've seen Biggles, I'm better.
do we have any details on who sings?
Yes, John Anderson from Yes. Do You Want to Be a Hero? Yeah.
John Anderson. Okay. Before we get too far into this episode, I want to go ahead and state our previous request from our 0.5 episode because most people actually listen to the main episode, so I want to get this in here as well. Fans, we want to hear from you, and so we're giving you a task. Send us a story from back in the day of VHS tapes. Do you have an interesting story about renting one? Did you mistakenly record an episode of Transformers over your father's video presentation? What about good old porn mishaps? We want to hear it. Send us an email to talk@stinkermadness.com, and the best stories we get will be read on the air. Sam, did you own Biggles on VHS?
VHS, yes, I did.
Ah, nice.
Yeah, I've seen this movie a lot. Like the Biggles tape was in danger of being worn out.
But no mishaps with the Biggles VHS tape?
Not any mishaps, no. Other than like watching it 20 times or so.
I guess that's a mishap. I'm not real sure what to make of Biggles.
Well, you can't make anything of Biggles. It's just high adventure.
It's a head scratcher. It's a really strange film.
I think that in terms of the suspension of disbelief, Biggles is about as strong as you can do, because at a point you have to be like, what the hell is going on here?
What are they doing, and why are they doing it, and what the fuck is this shit?
And how is this even working?
There's nothing that makes any sense or has anything to do with anything. Like, there's just a series of odd choices. Like, the very first choice that's odd is
blending Indiana Jones and Back to the Future.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty weird one. And he's even dressed half like the scene where he goes into the tower bridge. He's half dressed like Marty McFly and half like Indiana Jones.
Yes.
The blue pants were something awesome.
It was a blue jumpsuit.
Was it?
In the hotel later, he's laying there and it shows like a weird shot where his foot is, he's got his boot really close to the camera and he's laying down in bed and you can tell that the blue goes all the way and he's got a blue collar. It was just a straight up jumpsuit. Like he was ready for action.
Well, you know, you can do some sweet high kicks in a jumpsuit.
Yeah, you can. You can do a lot of action in a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at that point he's sort of no longer in charge of his own wardrobe, except for, I guess, when they go back and he's got the scarf or whatever. But he never gets to use the sweet swag that Peter Cushing gives him, which is one of my... When I was a kid, I was always like, whoa... I wonder what would have happened if Biggles would have had all that shit. Or not Biggles, but Ferguson.
The duffel bag?
Yeah, the duffel bag full of...
What's in the bag?
Guns and
Shark
everything?
or something?
No, he was wearing it.
The jumpsuit. That's what was it? Oh,
no, he had a uniform and there was
a
bayonet and a rifle and an Uzi.
I gotcha. But when he goes back into time...
He's in a towel.
And we see his balls. And all the nuns see his balls. If I would have been a nun, I would have just sat there and been like, oh, yeah, look at those balls. They're just flopping around down there.
That was one of even when I was a kid, I was like, this is the worst joke ever. Because he's laying, they turned the tables into a cross and he's laying on it like he's crucified in the towel. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that?
No, I did not notice that.
Yeah, he's...
With his dinger out.
Yeah,
I was just staring at his balls. That's why I didn't notice. I was like, oh my God, balls.
Yeah, it's a uncool joke and then poorly delivered because you have like, you have to be paying attention to all the surrounding details when most of the people are just going to be focused on Alex Hyde White's nuts.
Yeah. I never noticed the nuts, and I was like, oh man, that's...
Maybe you got an edited version? I don't know.
No, it was the same version. I just wasn't looking for balls, I guess.
Apparently, you have to be watching it with me.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh my god, balls alert!
Dick and balls, shit.
Where's
How
your,
did this get in here?
Where's your identification? You don't want to see it.
You know
Everybody
what?
else just
All the
did.
ladies did.
You know what I was thinking though during that scene is that the nuns were like, "And God has answered our prayers and delivered us a man on the table."
It's like
They were getting ready to go for rides. They were going to get
Oh,
a queue
boy.
going.
Speaking of Terry Gilliam, it's like the scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail where Lancelot storms the castle of the horny ladies.
The horny ladies, yeah.
Yep.
Well, as I was getting to before, it was that, like, nothing in this movie makes any sense, but you don't notice when you're watching it because it just sort of moves along so well that
It's
afterwards you're like, wait
it's
a
fast
second,
mover.
what just happened?
What
Did that make any sense?
I was kind of thinking, dude, is this really a bad movie? Because it moved away so
Halfway through
fast.
it, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I don't know if this is a bad movie or just a bad choice for like an idea for a film, but so far it's being delivered properly. And then all of a sudden, it takes a dive in like the nonsense. Like none of this is making any goddamn sense.
The helicopter is what started to go downhill for me.
Is putting it into, this is more into our wheelhouse.
Yeah.
This is familiar to me.
Well, that's the thing. It's like you're watching it and you're going, man, they are just visually navigating some of the worst filmmaking decisions ever made.
Yeah.
And they do. Even when it gets into the helicopter and that, I mean, they just, let's roll out some stunt sequences.
Mhm.
Let's have this guy fly a helicopter. And you can't even really get down on it because you're like, that guy flying the helicopter is crazy.
And the acting is competent. There's nobody that's like, ooh, woof. The jokes are all funny.
Yeah.
There's all these good elements in it, but then there's just this like, what is this movie about? Who greenlit this shit? Like this was written by concept wise by like an 8-year-old. Like he put it on paper one day and was like, Dad, I've got a cool idea for a movie. And the dad was like, usually son, I say, go tell your mother about it. But this time is the time.
This is the time.
I'm greenlighting this stupid shit.
I thought Celebrity Dinners was awesome, and how they didn't pay for any cameos from anybody, but they did have all their cardboard cutouts, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah.
And I loved the booby lady on the box.
Well, we should definitely mention Major Porkins.
Yeah.
Oh, Porkins.
And also known as Major Eaton from Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He's also in Tim Burton's first Batman.
He is. He's Captain Eckhart.
Eckhart, yeah.
William Hootkins.
Yes, William Hootkins.
Just passed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not very long ago.
He only ate once in this movie.
Yeah, but it's the Porkins joke. Hey guys, that's Porkins. Oh shit, he's eating some fucking turkey.
He can't even wait 10 minutes. He's eating part of the display.
So let's dive into this bad boy. There's a lot of shit happens in this film, so we'll try to condense it as much as possible. But first off, you're introduced to Do You Want to Be a Hero, which happens I think 3 times throughout the film.
If not 4.
Yeah.
So you've got the opening credit sequence,
Mhm.
the first dog fighting.
And then the end is the only time.
No, I thought
In the helicopter.
in the helicopter.
Yeah. Okay.
In modern times in the helicopter, because
yeah.
in the helicopter during 1917 you have "Have you seen my baby? Have you seen my honey?" Which
Yeah.
Did you notice that was diegetic?
Mhm.
Yes, I did.
They were playing that out of the loudspeaker.
Yeah.
Like that was how they were defeating the Germans, was with that fucking song. Because they don't throw grenades out of the helicopter. Ferguson barely shoots out of the helicopter.
Except for at the nunnery,
Yes.
the nun factory.
The Nun Factory.
There's lightning in New York, all over the place. Post-production lightning, always a stinker staple.
Yeah.
Silly.
Well, it's easy. It's the easiest special effect, I think,
Yeah.
animating wise.
We're introduced to Jim Ferguson, who's got a girlfriend that's named Debbie. She's dropping him off at his bridge house. I think
So
looks like he lives under the bridge.
it seems like he lives in a bridge. However, the lightning strikes the top of a building when he
Mhm.
first gets sent back into time the first time. So that's just really bad, I don't know, shooting, I guess, because you'd seem like he's also on the base floor of the bridge. But the lightning hits like halfway up a very tall building.
Yeah, but you also see him walking into like underneath a tunnel, and Peter Cushing's there stalking him, and it
His
looks
door
like
is right there.
it looks like the underside of a bridge. It's that curved convex shape that maybe you go down in there and there's like some gears and shit that churn the
Something.
stuff.
I don't get it.
Lights come on and a mechanic with a wrench goes down there and says, "Hey Jimmy, we've got another problem on cable 22." And you go in there and you fix some shit. Not go in there and live in a swank fucking pad.
Yeah, no, that's a fucking nice apartment too.
He's got a seriously nice apartment. There's like brick everywhere. There's
Got a
nice
propeller.
It looks big and he's
Yeah.
well furnished. He's quite the.
Well, he is the CEO of Celebrity Dinners.
No, I don't know if that translates into home decor.
I don't know either.
I would like to go to there.
Oh yeah, no, it's real nice, and it seems like he lives in a bridge to me.
Yeah.
That was the first time I've watched that movie and thought, does he live in a bridge? Because I just like didn't connect the shot of the lightning hitting the building at all when I was younger. I was like, oh, there's just lightning everywhere.
I think he lives on the bridge because Peter Cushing
Also
lives in a bridge.
And because of this movie, I wanted to live in a bridge until I was like, I still want to live in the bridge. Justin.
Yeah, dude, I want to live in a
I
bridge.
want to live in the bridge.
It would be weird, but
I don't
awesome
know.
at
I
the
think it
same-
would be
Would
awesome.
Cold?
I think I would love living in the Tower of London Bridge. Did you see the windows in that swank pad?
Yeah, that's actually when we were in England, if I may. Toot that old thing again. We learned that the guards and the mechanics of the Tower Bridge all live in the Tower Bridge. They're like the beefeaters. They're very high up. They're the elite guys. So they're very well taken care of. So the suites in the Tower Bridge are actually quite swank. Now, I don't know if the suites in the Brooklyn Bridge are quite that swank.
I don't know if there is any suites
think
in the
that
Brooklyn.
it's just gears and machines and loud noises.
I still want to live in the Tower of London Bridge. That thing was awesome.
Either way, I want Jim Ferguson to be my home decorator.
Yeah, or if Bridge Life is like this movie says, I'm there.
Yeah. So Peter Cushing is stalking him, and he knocks on his door, and he's like, anything strange happened to you today, sir? That's my best Peter Cushing.
No, that sounds
was
like
terrible.
we're going to the pet cemetery. I'm not going to lie.
Don't go up there.
Don't go up to that bridge.
That's a terrible bridge. There's bad things out there. Peter Cushing. The face of making you speak.
That's not even it.
It's just
No,
Grand Moff
dude.
Tarkin.
Yeah, you can't. I don't know.
How do you do a Peter
I
Cushing?
don't know. You sound really old. That sounds like Gandalf, though. Fly, you fools.
The only other one I got is James Mason, and that's the opposite of Peter Cushing, but also British. So.
Yeah, there you go.
So he's like, anything weird going on, bud?
It hasn't happened yet. What?
Anything strange happened to you in the last couple hours?
Yeah, you standing in front of me, which is classic Alex Had White delivery.
Mhm.
I'm going back in there.
Yeah, Alex Hyde-White is great. So he's asking about time, and Alex Hyde-White's like, well, whatever, guy, get out of here. He closes the door on
I got
him.
a speech to write, so unless you can write a speech, get the hell out of here.
I got a presentation tomorrow for celebrity dinners, which, let's get this out of the way, because it's my what the fuck is celebrity dinners?
It's TV dinners.
They're high-end TV dinners.
TV dinners? What's the deal with the celebrities?
The
That's what
celebrities,
celebrities-
they're so good, celebrities would eat them.
God damn
Yeah.
it.
I don't know how you didn't put
Schwarzenegger
that.
meal
I don't know how
is
you
a
didn't fucking
hungry
put that
man.
together.
Because there's a banner in the party scene that says, eat like a celebrity,
Yes.
eat with the celebrities.
Oh yeah, they will eat it.
So I
because
thought
it's so good.
I thought it was like a tour package. Like you call up and be like, yes, I'll have your filet mignon. Also, can I have some Arnold on the side? And Arnold shows up to your house and eats it with you.
Yes, exactly.
No, actual
No.
Arnold, not pretend Arnold.
No, but he's at his house eating it, and you're going to eat like him.
Yeah, no, I
They're
thought
so
that
good.
he actually showed up. Their marketing is shit.
Well, their marketing was a couple of D cups.
Yeah. Well, it works. You want to buy it, but it's very misleading. They're going to get sued because I'm going to be like, I got the dinner. Where the fuck is Schwaz? He's not showing up.
Yeah.
I'm ringing my attorney and being like, hey, I paid $4.99 for this shit. I want my money
You're
back.
ringing your attorney. Oh, it's really good, but where's Arnold? And he's like, I don't know. I'm eating a chicken leg.
I was looking for Sally Fields.
And it's just like it turns into a three-way phone call where everybody's eating a TV dinner, and no one can understand what each other is saying. You're like, we can't sue these. You're right, we can't sue these people. These TV dinners are too fucking
They're
delicious.
delicious. I don't want to put them out of business.
Yeah.
Now that I get it, it
Where-
works for me.
Where am I going to get my dinners if I sue these people?
Celebrity dinners. That is so stupid.
The finest dog puke. What did you say? The finest dog puke anyone's ever tasted?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he ate some of it and zapped back into 1917.
So, speaking of getting zapped, right then in his apartment, his bridge apartment, he gets zapped. Some funky shit happens, and he's transported back into 1917 in the middle of a field. There's a plane flying overhead, and it crashes. It's a biplane. He pulls the pilot out. The pilot introduces himself as Biggles. I'm Major Biggles.
Yeah, that was the first part where I, like, having seen the movie so many times, I'm not looking for these things that I read about when I'm watching it when I'm a kid, and that was an actual rig that they built so that they could roll that plane with somebody inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they shot it, it was like, I just don't really know that somebody needed to be inside of it.
No,
I
don't
couldn't
think-
tell.
I couldn't tell either.
I could.
Okay, so it worked for you.
It
Jackie's-
worked for me. I was
Okay.
like, oh, there is a real person in there.
There is a real person, you can
and he
tell.
did not break his neck because his head was at
Yeah.
least an inch above the ground.
Jackie's stuntman sense went off. It's tingling.
Yeah.
There's a man in there. But the Germans fly overhead and they explode his plane. He's like, oh shit, I had a camera in there. I was taking pictures of a secret German weapon.
The first mention of the German secret weapon.
He thinks, Biggles thinks that Jim is an American on, it's about time you boys showed up. Let's go give those Germans a good old rogering. And,
Yeah.
That's how they talk. And on the way, we'll stop by that cemetery up there. But Jim doesn't have time to explain. He gets zapped back to his apartment. And the next day, he's got PTSD. He's all fucking freaked out by the jackhammer in town.
You've
that
got-
sounded just
man-
like one, dude.
Okay, wait. I'm going to do my Efren Khan impersonation. You just leave the sound effects to me.
I have a cold. That's
Okay,
I'm
that's
gonna
what it
blame
is.
on.
I actually, I've been losing my voice a little as well this week for whatever reason.
We should delve into the music of this film rather than sporadically talk about it. This soundtrack is one of the most eclectic things I've ever seen in a bad movie because there's that "Do you want to be a hero?" which is like
Which is John
a
Anderson from Yes.
synth pop shit along the lines of like Stan Bush
Yeah.
type music. Like this is a soundtrack song, yeah.
So-
kind of Stargrovey.
This is when the Roland 88 was huge.
Yeah.
And this is right when electronic music is really starting to blossom. Like, you had this stuff in the 70s with the Ampegs and the Prophet 5s and all that, but this is when they had more stuff in besides just the synth.
Mm-hmm.
They had, it was a different system, and the front end of electronic music, this has it. If you remember, it always was just like too many sounds.
Uh-huh.
Take like half of these sounds out of here and you might have something, but and this movie really showcases that all of these songs that are the electronic music songs, that's just like, shit, take some of this out. This is just too much going on.
I think that's thematic of the film.
Perhaps.
Take some of it out.
Take some of it out. Like the whole Back to the Future part.
Yeah.
Take that part out. Or the Indiana Jones part. Pick one.
The German, not Red Baron, has his theme music is fucking
Eric
deep,
von Stahlheim.
Yeah, his theme music
Stahlheim.
is Deep Purple. I don't know what the name of the song is, but it's like fever coming. It's coming at your back door. And anybody Deep Purple fans out there know what I'm talking about.
We haven't scared them off.
It's coming out your back door. I'm not sure if those are the lyrics to that song, but that's what I always sing.
It's coming out your back
Coming
door.
out your back door. Now that I say
The
that.
name of the song is Second Day Burritos.
Then there's some Crew in there, like the Punks are blasting Motley
Yeah.
Crue, which is one of their sweeter songs. I also don't know the name of that song, but it's fucking sweet. And then there's another like synth pop song that's not.
Well,
it's just very.
Have you seen My Baby? That's what's his face. That's the
The guy who sings Putting on the Ritz.
yes.
Putting on the Ritz.
Oh no shit!
Yeah, which is, and he's the same guy that does whatever science, right? Thomas Dolby.
No, that's not Thomas.
It's not
Dolby.
Thomas Dolby.
No,
Okay,
it's not. I can't remember who it is putting on the Ritz, but yeah, it's this goes back.
or is
to
that
my-
Pet Shop Boys?
No, it's not. It totally goes back into my Terry Gilliam thing because Terry Gilliam always does that with his movies too, where it's like just weird, like I'm going to put all of the music into my films.
Yeah.
It's just very strange, but
I think there's a lot of symptomatic things happening here. Like this is really sort of a victim of time. Of the time that it was made, because you have to add in Back to the Future, and this is right when soundtracks are starting to sell. Like they're making a lot of money
Yeah, but
off the
Back to the
soundtracks.
Future is very one-minded. It is like the whole soundtrack is basically Tina Turner and Huey Lewis. That's it. It's just pop music.
You know, they did a good job steering the soundtrack, but it is still a soundtrack made to drive sales of an album.
Yeah.
And this is just like, you know, you have this smaller picture and they're just doing everything they're supposed to be doing. Oh, we got to add Back to the Future into this. We have to have a soundtrack that sells. So you end up with this hodgepodge of whatever it's going to sell, though. It's got John Anderson. It's got Motley Crue. It's got Deep Purple.
Taco.
Oh, Taco, that's right. Taco, that's by Taco.
Yeah.
Nice job,
Taco,
Jackie.
good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so anyways, let's move on. So he goes to work, and there's some pork and shenanigans, as we mentioned. He eats the turkey, and then Peter Cushing shows up, and he's asking about the plane thing, and he says, you gotta come find me in England, at the Tower Bridge, if you solve the mystery. Whatever. So he gets zapped back into 1917.
And he starts eating the corn.
Yeah, he gets zapped back into 1917 during the celebrity dinner party.
Which, we should talk about this lady. Like, she's
the sister?
She's going to make or break this whole TV dinner deal.
Who is she?
It doesn't have a lot of nose. It needs more nose. No TV dinner has ever smelled like anything. Which, that's the thing. If they make a TV dinner...
It smells like nuked water, is what TV dinner smells
Because if you make it smell like... If it has any of its odor left, it's like normal food that gets put in the microwave. It doesn't smell nice.
No.
It all smells like liver.
Yeah. Lonely man dinners are gross. So he's back, and the pilot, Biggles, is like, we gotta get another picture, because the last time my camera got zapped, so they fly over the German secret weapon, and there's the dogfight with the German ace, as we mentioned. The German ace shoots a flare up in the sky, which signals to the Krauts that it's time to release the secret weapon. Is Krauts something I should say on the internet?
No, I don't think it is.
I don't know, because
I'm pretty sure
if we're
it's
talking
not.
about World War I and World War II, guys, those guys were dickheads. So I
they
think the
did
world has
refer to
come to a
them.
consensus that World War II
if
and
you're
World War I
if you're gonna play by
Germans
the
were dickheads.
if you're gonna play by the rules of the movie and not be racist, you have to use Bigglesworth's terminology.
Where is there non-racism in this film, Sam?
You have to. Well, no, I'm saying you have to use the terminology of the film to
Which
remove
was
yourself, which was
Jerry.
sausage guzzler.
Yeah,
Sausage guzzlers. I think sausage guzzler is more offensive than Jerry's and Krauts.
It can be taken the wrong way. There's some other activities that aren't, enjoying delicacies. That
All right. Well, he needs to take a picture of the secret weapon of the gentleman who caused both First World War I and World War II and the death of 4 million Jews. So we'll go ahead and nuke their shit.
These guys don't have anything to do with Hitler.
No, they're
as
assholes.
bad as they were.
Anyways, so they fire up the secret dish, and it causes their plane to get all funky, and so they have to do a barrel roll, which I believe gives actual Alex Hyde White the pukes. He's in the back of that plane, flying over, doing these he's not flying the barrel rolls, but he's in the back of the plane
There's 2 times
while a man is doing a barrel roll in the front of the plane, and you can see his face going,
Yeah, he's gonna vom a couple of times.
vom.
There's a
is
number
pretty
of there's some shots in the movie that are owed to Alex Hyde White's willingness to do his own stunts in certain situations.
I really like the fact that he was in the back of a plane
and
doing barrel
hanging
rolls.
off the side of it, like strapped to the side of a helicopter.
Oh shit!
Because to fake that would be harder than just to strap him to the side of the helicopter.
Yeah.
So you know that they just strapped him to the side of the
He's a
helicopter.
cool guy, that Alex Hyde White. So they land safely. They've got the picture, and then zap! He goes back to the present, and he finds Peter Cushing. Peter Cushing's like, give me this picture. I've got to hold on to this and get it futurized. Like, he's going to have it analyzed.
I don't know how he
He's
gets
gonna
the
get it
picture to
developed.
begin with.
Yeah, but he eventually...
Bigglesworth hands it to...
Oh.
Bigglesworth.
So Bigglesworth hands it to Ferguson as they're flying so that he can hold on to it while they get it landed.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he's like, yeah, and he's doing that. We made it pose, and then he gets sat back into the future.
So he
And knocks over the cubicle at the TV dinner party.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ferguson goes to the London Bridge and finds Cushing and hands him the photograph, and Cushing's like, I'm going to have this developed. He's not saying developed, he's going to have it analyzed, because later in the film he comes back and he's like, we've computer analyzed this.
Well, Cushing says he's going to develop it,
Yeah. And then he says,
Then he
we've
said-
enhanced it using a computer.
which they couldn't have done.
No.
In 1986, you could play Star Trek, which was a grid with letters on it.
So let's get to the most important question in this film, other than what the hell? Cushing explains to Jim Ferguson, that, because Jim is like, what the fuck is going on? Seriously, now that I'm buying your shtick, Peter Cushing, what is this all about? And he explains that Bigglesworth is James' time twin.
Yes.
What the fuck is a time twin?
That's why they just say it and then they move on.
They move on.
Yeah,
Because there's no way to... All of the things that happen in this movie, you just...
Gotta roll with.
Yeah, like the director and the crew, everybody was like, we're getting paid. So what we have to do is we wake up every morning and we recover from the words that are on this piece of paper.
Time twin.
Yeah.
Does anybody want to postulate? Like, could we fill in what the time twin is?
What happened there? I mean, that?
I don't
I
get it because
guess.
like they don't look alike. They're not the same person.
No.
If,
You know,
if you have a time twin, he can help you with your adventures.
where's my time twin?
Does he help?
Yeah.
Does he help or fuck shit up?
Oh, no,
He
he's super
helps.
helpful.
What,
Well,
if,
he
what if
saves
James
them
had
at the
never
end.
gone back in time?
Well, then they would have been.
So he dies in the plane crash the first time because he can't get out by himself.
Oh,
The
okay.
second time, he...
Doesn't get the photograph
Doesn't
because
get the
the camera
photograph because he's by
dislodges from the
himself.
plane.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third time, they would have been executed, all four of them.
So,
And then the fifth time, they would have been eaten by savages.
And I said this during the movie, Ferguson takes to war like a duck to water. Like, that guy is immediately capable of warfare.
so
he
are,
likes it.
He does. He enjoys it.
are we to infer that Ziggy from Quantum Leap has tapped into the DNA of time twins, and he's just popping bacula throughout time to help?
I don't really want to talk about...
Yeah, every time we're talking
Quantum
about time
Leap,
travel, we're going to go to Quantum
because it's just ridiculous.
Leap. This is Quantum Leap, directed by Terry Gilliam.
No, he doesn't go into other people's bodies.
With
He
a
just-
little bit of
he's-
aha sprinkled
He's
on
TV
top.
dinner man in time.
Yeah, with
And
his
he's
TV
quite
dinner
capable
cards.
of fighting and shooting people.
Okay, so that's all the exposition we're going to get about time travel in this film. Apparently, because Sam is giving me the poopy face.
Well,
like,
I don't know what to tell you.
What to tell you.
It doesn't make any sense.
So Jim calls back to the office and he's like, weird shit's going on. I don't know what to do about it. And his girlfriend's like, well, I'm going to come help you. And I'm bringing Chuck. Because Chuck is Porkins, we shouldn't mention.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
then Chuck says on his way out of the office to the other guy that works there, he's like, keep it tight, asshole.
No,
keep a tight asshole, yeah.
That's what I said.
keep a tight asshole.
That's what I said. Keep it tight, asshole.
No, you said keep it tight asshole.
I said keep a tight asshole.
It's keep a tight asshole.
Keep it tight, asshole.
No,
Just
you're
keep
making
it.
your emphasis is all wrong.
Yeah.
You've lost the color of that statement
Well,
completely.
I am no William Hootkins.
No.
And you should also mention that Porkins does have a diseased mind book. Now he's a psychologist because he has read a book,
Yeah. Well, that's
which
classic,
is everybody's mom.
classic Major Eaton right there.
I think I figured out the time twins.
Okay.
So it's
late.
not just when he's in peril, because it would make
travel
you
back in time
seem
and 4 minutes ago when this was relevant.
they're both in peril every time it happens. Because he's like, oh, I need to write my speech. He's kind of stressed out. But the modern man doesn't get shot out of the sky. He gets stressed out about writing TV dinner speeches.
It seems
the
like
second one, he's having to present. He's in some hot water with the lady. He gets zapped back. I don't know what happens when he's shaving. He's just shaving. So
yeah, but
maybe
he's
that-
always put back in his present in a sticky situation. Like, oh shit, that it would have been fine if you could have zapped me out of there, but then like put me back in my apartment or something. But he's always like, oh, I'm wearing a nun's outfit.
yeah.
So
Well,
that's not helpful.
you're gonna be in a sticky situation after you come back in time and you've had all of this adventuring go on. It's hard to just instantly come back from adventure.
Yeah, especially when you're shooting a machine gun into the air.
Yeah.
Yeah, he basically gets to go to prison for the rest of his life because of time travel.
Well,
His
no,
time
apparently
twin. He shot at the cops.
Ministry of everything in England is run by old bastards still, so he's fine. He gets a pardon from
No.
from Grand Moff Tarkin.
Right on. Anyways, so he's dressed for World War, as we mentioned. He's all prepared now. He gets the duffel bag, but unfortunately gets zapped to the nunnery with his balls out.
And
But-
crucified joke that doesn't work.
Yeah. Biggle's bros come in. Yeah, what are we going to call these guys? Because we're not going to name them by name. They're just this group of three
Bertie,
other...
Alfie, and Ginger.
Yeah,
it was
okay.
pretty tough.
Bernie, Alfie, and Ginger.
Oh, we don't want to call them by name. Not Bertie, Alfie, and Ginger.
Well, Bernie,
Those
Alfie...
guys don't deserve it.
I'm gonna
Especially
fuck
that ginger guy.
Bernie, Alfie, and Ginger.
He has no
come
soul.
in,
Yeah.
and
Biggles boys.
he's like, yeah, I said Biggle's bros. he's like, I'm from the future. Oh, we don't believe it. You're a German spy. And he's like, I'm actually an English spy. But then Biggles comes in and stops them from killing him. So he gives him some nun's clothes. What are those called? What are nun's clothes called?
I don't know.
They're called something like
I'm sure.
A habit.
A habit. Yeah, that's
There
what
you go.
Yeah, gives him a habit, which is a funny joke, but it actually plays into the plot. So it's not really a joke because it ends up saving him because the Germans show up.
He's an American secret agent. No, he's a TV dinner man. But he behaves exactly like an American secret agent would. He dresses up in disguise and he saves the day.
The Germans show up and
with his electric razor.
Yeah, that's nice.
The Germans show up and they capture Biggles and his bros.
Birdie, Alfie, and Ginger.
Birdie, Alfie, and Ginger. I didn't write their ship down one time, so I'm just gonna. You're gonna
I've
have
just
to
seen
correct
it
me each
100
time,
times, so.
So they're all gonna be executed. But Ferguson, I did like this. He tosses his electric shaver, which I don't know where was his electric razor at.
It was in his hand.
Yep.
So he was shaving when he got zapped. So
No, he was wearing the German, or I mean not the German, the World War I English outfit with the gun and the.
No, he was when he got zapped over. He was in the bathroom shaving
Naked.
with a towel.
And that's why you see him grab the towel.
Oh yeah.
And then he's on the crucifixion table.
So what happened to all his World War I?
He was in the other room.
Yeah, dude, it was on the floor in the bathroom.
Oh, I thought he got zapped immediately while he
No.
was wearing that and just like went
He's
straight
like,
to a towel.
well, I guess I didn't get to go back into World War II. I'm going to take a shower. Oh, crap. It's inopportune.
Okay,
Yep.
I must have been writing a note at that point. So he tosses his electric razor, grenade, in the German scatter.
Which would have been convincing.
Oh,
yeah, because they've
absolutely.
never seen it in electric.
And it's
Well,
razor.
making noise.
It's
Yeah.
just throwing anything.
Yeah. Well, anything that makes noise is going to...
Well, grenades don't make noise other than kaboom.
Well, if you're, going to fake it, something that's unknown and making an unknown noise, going to be more convincing to somebody who's already
I don't know.
experiencing
I
the
think
stress
you
of
could
war.
throw a rock and
And it's
yell
not gonna
grenade, and people are going to die. Dude, if somebody throws a rock at me and yell, some guy is like, fucking grenade!
No, I think-
I'm gone.
No, it's to me. You got to sell it. I've never seen it. It's making a
Well,
strange
apparently
sound.
you are made of more Chuck Norris than I am. Because, I'm out.
The only time I wouldn't look for myself is if it was like Cameron Mitchell. It's a fucking grenade.
Yeah.
Then I believe him.
That's a shout out to The Messenger.
The Messenger
starring
again.
Fred Williamson. Yeah, I don't know, Sam. I think you're moving out. I think if I was to toss something at you right now and looked in your eye and was like, "That's a grenade," you would believe me.
Fucking
And
grenade!
It's
See,
not.
look, he didn't even
he
move.
fucking dove out of that chair.
I did not. I just let it. it's like,
See, that's
not a
the problem
grenade.
with podcasting is people can't see how much poo is in Sam's pants right now after Jackie just threw a piece of paper at him.
Yep, I'm not afraid of paper.
Maybe a paper cut, sir.
I actually have a paper cut right now. Yeah.
So the boys escape, but Jim's zapped back. Get used to that. There's lots of back and forth business here. Debbie and Porkins find him in the nun's habit, and they're like, "Oh, this guy's fucking crazy." So Chuck calls the loony bin.
So this guy's fucking freelancing all over the place.
Who? Porkins?
Porkins, yeah, because he's like, I'm a doc. He calls and pretends to be a doctor.
Yeah, Dr. Rosen von
And I'm gonna-
Moorhead. I was expecting a fat guy joke, but didn't come.
He used too many names. Either
Yeah.
way, what is his motivation? Is like he gonna try to take over the company?
No, I think he wants to bang Debbie.
And he wants more. He wants all those TV dinners for himself.
Duh.
Duh.
Well, I mean, with or without Debbie, he wants those TV dinners. With or without, he's already in a position where he can eat all the TV dinners. He just works at the parties and just gobbles up all the food. He only has one motivation, and that's to bang Debbie.
No, it seems like he's just nuts.
Yeah,
'Cause he
dude.
comes in and he's like, I read all night. Now I'm a psychiatrist.
Yeah, and he's like, no, he's not dangerous. He just has a semi-automatic weapon.
Yeah, but every single motivation that he has is to get Jim out of the picture. Like, oh, I'm a psychiatrist. Jim is crazy, and then he introduces Jim to the loony bin police or whoever they are. That guy's fucking crazy. He's trying to get Jim out of the picture because he likes Debbie's butt.
Huh.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I just think that that's an unexplained. He doesn't have a character motivation. He's just there for passive aggressive bullshit. Because they don't make any fat jokes at his expense. They don't.
Other than the one where he eats the
other
chicken
than the
leg.
major one.
Where he eats that. Okay, so other than the
No,
fact
and
that
then
he
at
ate
the end, he
chicken.
has pockets full of candy.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
just
then there's
answer
that
the whole
one.
time.
I
There's
They're
that
like,
retract.
one,
I
yeah.
retract my fat joke statement.
Yeah, no, Porkins wants to bang Debbie.
Okay, I don't know.
I'm not going with that theory.
Why can't that
Well,
be?
if he's got controlling financial stock, maybe he just wants the company.
Why would he have controlling financial stock? He's a
Because-
fucking assistant.
No, they said
He
that
probably
his
eats a lot of those chicken
dad
dinners.
owns the bank that is financing them.
Yeah.
That's why he's on.
All right, so he
the
wants some
board.
extra cash so he can buy more dinners and bang Debbie.
I don't know about this Debbie
Then
thing.
why would he try to get rid of Jim?
So that he can have the company, all of the TV.
Jim
dinners.
doesn't own the company.
Yes,
Yes,
he
he
does.
does.
Oh.
Oh,
You didn't pay very close attention to this movie.
Here's
Yeah.
the deal with this film. I did. I haven't seen it 16 times like you have.
She's picking up on all of it.
I have to write notes. There is so much fucking dialogue in this film
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
that I
that.
think it's totally worth watching like 3 or 4 times. I would go back and rewatch this. I would kick you guys out of the room and watch this by myself just so I can get everything that is in this film because there's just so goddamn much happening. And while things are happening, there's dialogue. That's all like you can miss half of this film
Oh yeah,
by not watching it multiple times.
there was the damn joke in the. What was the joke in the trench when they went into the caves?
See, exactly.
I had never heard that joke before, and I've seen it 16 times.
Something
probably.
about Margaret Thatcher. I don't know.
Yeah.
no, it was along the same lines as "Keep it tight, asshole."
Anyways, so
Yeah, I don't know.
Jim tells Debbie about his adventures in time, and she's not buying it. She thinks he's fucking daffy as can be. Well, I believe that you believe it, but I think you need fucking help. Chuck gets nabbed by the police, which may not seem like a consequential event. He's like, that's the guy! But they're like, no, you're fucking crazy. I don't know why the police think Chuck is crazy, because he's calling in a man with a weapon. He's got a fucking
You
gun.
take one look at that guy.
Yeah, alright.
It's a hostile buffa takeover.
Where's your credentials, Doctor Four Names? You don't want to see him, huh? No.
Well, lightning starts happening. Debbie, you gotta get away from me! And she jumps on him, and of course that means that you can also travel back in time if you make
If contact
contact.
with a helicopter, even I guess.
Yeah. So, they're in the trenches. There's fucking explosions all over the place. You gotta get out of here. Run. The trenches are fucking scary. I don't care what anybody says. They make it to some caves.
Yeah.
Go downstairs, and there's some Germans down there as well. Like, they've got their own side of the caves.
No,
on
they're
the
coming
other.
in after him the whole time.
Really? Then why
They're
do they
trying
go
to hold
through
him
that rock wall?
Go through the rock wall.
Don't you remember the little German that's like crawling through the
Yeah,
rock
they're
wall?
coming at him from all sides.
Yeah. I think I infer that they've got their own cave side. And then there's just
Probably.
like this layer of rocks that are dividing the two. But anyways, there's Germans down there.
Yeah.
But they get grenaded. So everybody makes it out to the surface. And it's like some shithole that's... it's like... what's the Russian town that got exploded by the... Chernobyl. And everything's blown up and crappy looking. And even Jim says, this town looks like it got nuked. What does that mean?
Overreacted.
That's what
It's
happens
American
when somebody
slang for
overreacts.
overreacting. Yeah.
They find this weird spaceship thing in the ground, and or like an igloo, because some
They
guys
call
like,
it an igloo.
I hope no Eskimos come out of there, but it's made out of heat shielding material, ceramics, like the spaceship. What's that? I don't know. But some Germans show up again.
They're going to load up. I don't know what else they're getting from these tests, to be honest.
More data?
Yeah, like, did it work again? Yep.
Yeah, I don't know why you have to run so many explosion tests. Like in the Nevada desert, New Mexico bomb testings, and like Bikini Atoll. How many times do you have to blow shit up to know that it blows shit up? Like we tested like 50 fucking nuclear bombs in the 40s and the 50s. But yep, blew up again.
What did the test say? Inconclusive. We should try it again.
I can't read it. My notes have been blown up.
Yeah. The device we put inside the bomb, it exploded.
There's no data. Everything got exploded. Anyway, so they're wanting to run another test of the secret weapon, I guess.
Yeah.
And so the secret weapon is like an audio thing.
It's like Sonic somehow.
Yeah.
Which is, again, with one of the stretches, like, how did they get... Wait a second, you should explain this. No, we shouldn't, because if we try... The movie sucks. We just need to move on. He just like walks out of the igloo and Biggles is like, they've developed a sound weapon. What?
Huh?
How did you get that? It doesn't matter. There's more people to shoot at. Moving on.
Moving on. Gotta keep this shit moving. Yeah, like melts people, like makes the one
It
fucking
makes
German...
everybody just completely brittle.
Yeah, it's like
brittle,
it dries them out, and then you touch it, and then it just falls apart.
Yeah, like shakes their atoms into peanut brittle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Then
like
they're
I like Debbie where she's like freaking out and then she's like, everything is all dead, and then she puts her hand in some guy's head and she's like, ew! Ah!
Yeah,
She pulls out his eye.
Yeah, and at one point, Biggles pulls a guy's arm off.
Yeah.
Ferguson breaks a artillery cannon with his hand, just crumbles in his hands, and she's like, I wonder what happens when I reach inside this guy's head. You're going to pull out eyes and
It's
brains.
icky.
It's just as fucked up as everything else here. But yeah, it doesn't really hit home. Doesn't really hit home for her
Doesn't
until she
sink
pulls
into
out
Debbie's-
eye and brain.
Yeah.
This is, she's like, until that moment, she has no idea, and then she pulls out a new ideology that war is horrible.
So there's some more Germans running around, and Jim starts shooting at him, but he gets zapped, and then he's zapped back into the present. So he's shooting at Chuck and the cops that were holding Chuck, thinking that he was crazy. Oh, nope, it's Jim that's fucking nuts.
Yep.
So now
He's
Jim
got a
has gone to, as I say,
Now-
gone to prison for the rest of his life.
Here's one shot that I just noticed this time around. Maybe I noticed it before. The guns laying on the ground, did you notice those were actual unspent bullets, not just shells?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
And I thought,
totally
wow,
cheaped out.
crappy gun or cheaped out right
Just-
there. Like they just
they
fell
had-
out of the gun or what?
And the only reason that makes it in is they had something that they had to cover, and it was like, oh, this is the shot we got. We got to use it. I don't know what they were covering, but they had to cover something.
Well, the cops chase Jim on top of a roof, and now they've got a chopper, and they're coming at him with, we need to talk about this chopper, because it's got, one side of it, it's like, what's his name from, Magnum P.I.'s chopper?
TC?
TC's chopper. It's not a suite.
No,
It doesn't have a cool
that thing's
red
fucking
paint job,
sweet.
but it's shaped like that. But then it's
No,
got like
not.
the wings
TC's
on the
is
side
a
of it.
Whatever,
Oh, don't fucking
UB-22.
dork out.
It's a much smaller helicopter.
Okay, well, anyways, this one's one of those old, like, police-style helicopters.
This is one of the more popular helicopters.
And it's got these two wings on it. One side's got, like, a small square thing on it, and then the other one's got, like, a huge fucking round ball that apparently, as we learn, is a speaker.
See, the first time I saw it, I knew it was a speaker
How
because
do you fucking know that?
because they're saying, "Hold still or I'll shoot you," through a loudspeaker, and it's the only thing that looks like a speaker on the screen.
Well, there could have been, like, a guy, because of all the other mistakes in this film, there could have been a guy inside with a bullhorn being like, drop your
Well,
weapon.
You don't see that though.
No, you don't, because you
See, I
don't
think-
see anything.
I think an
You see a
8-year-old.
chopper doing fucking ridiculous stunts.
I think an 8-year-old me is a more keen observer.
Jackie,
than
you
are
hadn't
right
seen this
now.
movie before. Did you know that was a fucking speaker on the side of this?
Yes. And I thought that the black box might have been some kind of camera or
I'm thinking.
photography thing.
Or just a counterweight. I don't even know.
I hate Biggles and I hate all of you.
Yeah, I don't. Huh.
So, anyways, they chase after him, and Biggles shows up into the future.
Yes, and
Out
this
of
is
nowhere.
when you realize that Biggles is a man of such high adventure that he can adventure in any time, even in the future. Because he immediately gets rid of the helicopter with a flare gun,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're just actioning all over London.
Well, they have to get back up to the Tower Bridge.
Yep. And he's like, I'll get you there with adventure. Running over walls, hopping over shit, climbing crap, sliding down ladders politely because he asks first.
Absolutely. Well, he is British.
Yes.
So they make it to the Tower Bridge, and they meet Peter Cushing, and he gives Peter Cushing gives Biggles the photo of the German secret weapon. So it's time to use that photo against them.
Yes.
And so they steal that chopper, the very same chopper that was just chasing them. And
Because if you can fly a Sopwith Camel, you can fly anything.
that's right.
Apparently, I watched a documentary on World War II planes, and I don't think they actually got it quite right with this movie, but that was the consensus. If you can fly a Sopwith Camel, you can fly anything. Super maneuverable, but it was so maneuverable that it was like you could just turn it 90 degrees and crash at any moment.
Fair enough. So they zap back in time, and
In the helicopter.
in the helicopter, they got the chopper now with the big speaker, and they're zooming over the trenches, and all the Germans are like, it's not good.
Yeah. They're like, oh no, it's not shooting at us or dropping bombs on us. Disintegrate your ranks.
But German Franz Schmeiser, the Messerschmitt
Stahlheim?
pilot.
Eric von Stahlheim,
Eric von Stahlheim. No, Eric von Stahlheim is the character's name or the Red Baron?
the character's name.
Okay, good, because I was like, no.
No, it's not. The Red Baron was somebody else.
Yeah.
It's a delicious pizza.
It is a delicious pizza.
So he's chasing them. They almost crash into a train, which was a great fucking shot.
Yeah, I read that it took them 2 days to get that. They did it 15 times. That helicopter pilot was so good that he landed a helicopter on a train going 40 and took off 15 times.
Yeah, there's nanner shit happening with this helicopter. The pilot was quite adept.
Apparently the helicopter was crashed years after the making of this film and
No, I'm
had to be
surprised-
totaled.
Yeah. Don't wonder.
Well, it wasn't probably the same pilot. It just was sort of one of those weird notes, like when I'm reading about this, like, in 1989, years after making the film, the helicopter was crashed and couldn't be recovered. I'm like,
Well,
that's interesting.
I know
Why
a
would
thing
you
or-
tell me that?
A thing or two about doing some stupid shit in cars.
Yeah,
And usually the cars don't last very long after you've done some stupid shit in cars.
yeah.
So, there you go. So he lands the chopper by the rest of the guys, the bros.
Birdie, Alfie, and Ginger.
That's correct. Just making sure you're still paying attention
Yeah,
there, Sam. They hatch a plan, and he's going to attach a microphone to the speaker.
That's
And
after
use-
he gets back to Birdie, Alfie, and Ginger. And he's like, "Go round up the guns, go back to the church. I'll meet you back there. I'm going to go blow up the thing."
Yeah, but his plan is to attach a microphone to the speaker, this giant speaker, and then bounce the noise.
So he's going to go for
Back.
the double feedback, and it works, and then they move on.
That's right. And then we get back to Bag, Birdie, Alfie, and Ginger.
And Ginger.
Bag.
Yeah, bag. That's good, Jackie. I like that.
I just now thought of that. I
Yeah.
thought I'd
Yeah,
throw it
Bag.
in there.
Bag.
Biggles bag.
Biggles bag.
Bag of tricks. Okay, that was taking it to a weird level. Sorry.
Yeah, so the mic attached to the speaker works quite well. It explodes the dish that's pointed directly at him. They
That is-
don't get
It
zapped.
is clearly shooting light and not sound.
Yeah.
Yes.
And don't you have to hold down the microphone on the CB
Yes, you
to
do. Yeah,
to
you
engage?
do. Well, maybe he taped it.
All right, we'll infer that because I guess the microphone is clearly
We have
taped
to infer
the,
that that would
speaker.
work.
Yeah.
I'll burn a question. Is it a Bose speaker? Because it's got to be a really nice speaker. And will Bose speakers one day kill us all? Because if it destroys...
You've
Yeah.
just got T1000s walking down the
Here's-
street with boom boxes made of Bose speakers and breakdancing, and we all just get melted. in
Here's what I
brains.
can say for this sequence. It works and they move on.
Skynet teams up with Dr. Dre and kills us all.
With Chronic 2000. Oh, boy.
I was going with the Beats headphones, but
Ah.
the Chronic 2000 has killed a couple people. It's not much of a stretch.
No.
Anyways, so
It works and they move on.
Yeah. It's kind of the way this movie is, dude. I'm with you. And it worked and they moved on.
So now they got to rescue Birdie, Alfie, and Ginger
The bag.
at the church with the nuns. They start out by having an OK Corral fucking shootout. Like, they just walk in and like, anyone want to get shot?
No,
And the
anybody
Germans are
want
like,
to surrender?
Yeah, well, they're not really saying that. They're really saying, who wants to get shot? The Germans are like, we do. And then they shoot them.
yeah, they shoot them all, but not enough because they still need the chopper and Jim to shoot a bunch.
Well, there's a whole other garrison.
Yeah, they start storming the convent, but they blast all of them, and then they land. But then the German ace flies overhead, and Mary's like, we didn't even mention Mary. Biggles has got a girlfriend
Yeah.
who's not a nun, but
But
lives
is
at
hiding
the nuns.
with the nuns, I think. Because both sides want her dead.
She's too hot to be a nun.
She's a double agent.
Is she?
She's a
It said that-
turncoat.
Yeah, clearly at the beginning.
No,
When you first meet her.
I thought she just had secret information.
No, she was trying to turn Biggles. She was a spy, and then she fell in love with him, so she didn't execute her plan.
I totally
now-
got the opposite. I thought
They said
that
it out
she
loud.
was a German, and he turned
They-
her.
No.
I believe it's Alfie verbatim explains the
Yeah, but
entire
they
situation.
They don't trust it. See, I thought that the bag didn't trust her because she's just some German skirt, and Biggles is going to get all crazy about her, but Biggles knows that she's one of them. She's the one that's telling him about the secret weapon.
But ultimately, Bertie, Alfie, and Ginger defer to Biggles' judgment, so...
Yeah, see, I think this is just a mess of a script. I think you can infer a lot of things.
I think that you were not paying attention,
You guys are on the
sir.
same page, but if I wasn't paying attention, how do I have my own entire...
I don't know.
This is what I got from that conversation.
How much bourbon is in that vanilla Coke?
All of it. So, anyways, Mary's dead. Or is she?
Or is she? She's shot.
Yeah, she's shot by the German ace. But Biggles shoots. He's like, he Rambo's out and is like, and shoots at the German ace with one of those. It's not a Thompson. Maybe it is a Thompson. The
that
one with
wasn't
the
a Thompson. It's
the
grease
clip
gun
that comes off the
sideways.
side.
I don't know what they're called.
Yeah. Anyways, he's like, Rambo's out, and the German ace is like, and they shoot at each other, but they all miss. But then they toss grenades at each other, which land perfectly inside of the plane. Yeah, right in the pickle barrel. It's like shooting womp rats back at my T-16.
Yeah, no, Biggles has got an arm.
Yeah.
Like, he would be the greatest basketball player ever.
Both of them explode.
Well, I think Biggles doesn't explode.
He
He
doesn't
ran
explode.
into the church.
He doesn't explode, but both of the grenades explode.
Both of the grenades explode.
But
We don't
only
really
one's
see Erich von Stahlheim die. We don't know if he doesn't...
explosion.
He could have gotten as low as he could and then just hopped right out of there.
Yeah.
Which would have been, broken legs better than an exploded body.
He's going to team up with a family from Mac and Me for the sequel.
Well, I think that's the thing, is that he's in the novels, you can't see him die, because if they were going to do a sequel, which they were obviously leading to, and they had already planned on doing a sequel before it tanked, he would have been the bad guy still.
Yeah. Well, Mary's okay. She's all right. Great. Jim gets zapped into the Thames, back into the present. He's fished out by the Rozzers. Like all
Way to Britishize that one.
Yeah, that's good work.
Shut up. All right. So, anyways, Debbie's okay. She fell into a trash can on top of the roof, but
I just don't know how she gets in the trash can. Or that's her plan, I guess. She's like,
trash can. Wah!
just get away from the cops. I don't care how you do it. And she's like, I can't. So I'll just be a distraction. Hops in the trash can. Because there's no way to get in that trash can without putting yourself there.
Putting your butt into the trash can.
Help! I'm stuck in this here trash can. That was my impersonation.
Denouement. Jim and Debbie get married with Porkins as best man.
And apparently she's being given away by Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah.
Peter Cushing's giving her away. And the only guy that seems like a good employee of the company is there with what looks like his wife, and he has to be in the audience.
Yeah, he's a witness.
So my assumption is they're just like, they're stressed out by the trip, and they're like, we should get married before we leave and fly what's-his-face over.
And then Porkins licks the ring. He sticks it in his mouth and gobs it around, and then...
Did you see what it was in his pocket with? There was like 3 bags of candy.
It's that old man candy. The grody old man candy.
Sticky.
Like the sticky stuff that
Jelly
you put
beans
in. No, not jelly beans. Like the hard shit that
Werther's.
tastes like fuck. No, Werther's is delicious. The ones that you won't eat from your grandma's dish. Like, nobody
the
likes
old-fashioned candy that you buy.
Old-fashioned candy.
Okay,
With, like,
so I got tricked
strawberries?
into this,
Yeah.
and the strawberry ones are delicious. But I got tricked into buying one of those old-fashioned cans of candy one time at Christmas time. I thought, oh my God, this is going to be such a hit. And I bought it, and I opened up the can, and it came out in one big chunk.
Yeah, that's
I was
what
like,
happens.
oh my God.
That's Porkins' pocket.
If at any point it was 1 degree lower or higher than 60 degrees, bad things happen.
So he puts the ring on, and he gets zapped back into like a underground.
Oh, wait, sir. He does not put the ring on. He
Well,
is about to,
and then he gets zapped. All right.
the shaman has it.
Yeah. So he's putting on like the tribal cannibal guy under the ground.
And this is the best part of the movie
Stuff.
for me, was the delivery of the line. Ferguson, cut us free before they realize you're not a god, you're just an American.
I thought that was funny, too.
He's so convicting, like, there's just, like, because he calls him an American throughout the thing, it's just kind of fun for me.
They escape. Credits. The end of the movie. I want to start out with a question and just back up a couple portions to the marriage with Peter Cushing giving away Debbie. If things had gone according to Anakin Skywalker's plan and Padme hadn't died, would Peter Cushing be giving away Leia at her wedding?
Like if they were friends,
And if the Death Star didn't explode?
and he doesn't kill her?
Well, yeah, I guess that's not a very good question.
Yeah, no.
Well, I don't know.
Pass.
Like if Grand Moff Tarkin doesn't, he makes it off, and then he's like, you know what? I'm going to stop being a dick. Today's the day.
Well, and if Padme had lived, that's a very important part because if she's married to Darth Vader, maybe Princess Leia's not so cheeky.
That'd be a
No.
rough childhood.
Possibilities are endless.
The paddle would just come out of nowhere and hit you.
The paddle?
Yeah, like
Darth Vader would be like disciplining you.
He'd
He'd be
use
like,
the
"Don't
Force.
talk back to me," and then the paddle would come out of nowhere and smack you in the buns.
that's a force paddling.
Force
That's
paddling.
a force paddling.
If only the Bayou people had that power. Bring me your questions.
So are they married then at the end?
Yes.
They were
Well,
almost married
Almost. No, I guess technically not. I now pronounce you man and wife is the thing to
After
make you
they-
married, but
yeah.
you put the rings on before that, so no, they are not.
So I'll use this question before the burning question. So is the beginning of the sequel the end of this movie, and then they're like, wait, we got to go back for that ring. Do they go back for the ring?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so, dude. It was a pretty crummy ring. It was just a gold band. I mean, you can pick those up at Kmart. Sorry,
All right.
that was rude.
Well,
Apparently, celebrity dinners does not pay that well.
Exactly.
it's all tied up in the company, Justin.
Well, I'll tie into that question. What the fuck happens to Debbie's passport?
I believe it gets nukified by the sound weapon.
No, that happens after the sound weapon.
No,
No, before the sound weapon.
because those people all die by the sound weapon.
Yeah, and then those are the people that she plucks the eye out of.
Yeah. Maybe that's where she was reaching in there to try to find her passport.
She was like, "I'll just push this." Oh my god!
My passport's not in there. It's just brains and eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, her passport is gone. So
Yeah.
is her ID, her Diners Club card, all of it.
So there's no future consequences to like wandering through that area and being like, who the fuck is Debbie?
Well, if you pick it up, it's going to crumble into dust.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they tried to not, and then the helicopter evaporated upon explosion so that future devices can't be influential on the past or whatever.
Jackie?
So, so what I don't get is he asks, "Where's Biggles now?" And he says he went to Brazil or something, right? Some
Yeah.
Dumaswanka. And then at the end of the movie, you see them and they're in the pot.
Mhm.
So was that the last mission?
No. It
Okay.
couldn't have been because they were still young.
Okay.
That's the next mission. Because this
Okay.
was planned as this was supposed to be a series of movies.
Okay.
It did not make it, which is unfortunate because if there was 3 of these, oh baby.
Oh man, we do all 3.
Oh yeah. So I have the burning question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to be a hero?
Yes.
Okay.
Especially if I could be in this movie. This movie was pretty badass. And I would go back in time and be a total fucking know-it-all and be like, well.
I had 2 other questions that
I do
also pertain to the lyrics of songs that I'll leave behind. What happened with the TV dinners?
What do you mean?
It became an empire.
I just feel like if he's adventuring all the time, the TV dinners company's not going to flourish.
Well, it depends on if Porkins can get back to the office because he's really the foundation for this show.
Because ultimately, I would buy the TV dinners.
If Porkins likes it, it's good food.
Yeah.
Well, no, that doesn't make any sense because Perkins like all food. So, but apparently he's eating a lot of them, so I guess you should too. I don't know. I think it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, the company's fine.
We're moving on.
Yeah. I have a question of who is this movie for?
Everybody.
What is the intended audience
That's
of this film?
the
No,
int-
you like it.
No, that's what...
Who were they making this film for? Like, this group of people is our target market for this film, and it can't be everyone, Sam.
Well, that's the mistake. Because they were
Mhm.
like, we have to get everyone to watch this, and everyone would watch a movie that was Back to the Future combined with Indiana Jones. This is the movie for everyone. When ultimately it is a movie for an 8-year-old, or a 10-year-old, and a 6-year-old. Because that's, like, me and my brothers were either like...
I think grandparents would like this movie.
My grandparents actually taped it for
Grandparents,
us
yeah,
off
grandparents,
HBO, and that's
see
why I had a
grandparents.
copy of it.
Yeah, Grandparents is a good call.
Yeah, my grandma was like, oh, this is really
Mine-
exciting.
My little boys will like this.
And we did.
It's nice. There's nothing vulgar about it. Ethel, did you see that man's balls? Of course I did.
She pulled an eye out of his head.
See you later. Why is it Biggle's Adventure in Time and not Jim Ferguson's Adventure in Time?
Well, because originally the movie started out as an adaptation of one of the Biggles novels.
Uh-huh.
And
But-
they decided after several rewrites to add in Back to the Future.
Yeah, but Biggles only has one Adventure in Time.
There's probably a lot tied up with the finances that, like, oh, you're not making Biggles anymore? Well, you have to give all that money back.
Mm-hmm.
It started out as a Biggles movie, so it has to be a Biggles movie
That's
by
a
the
big
time.
fuck up for me right there. Like, whoops. Oh, Biggles barely has an adventure in time. Barely. He's in time for about
Well, for
4
you,
minutes
like,
of the film.
I think that's one of the things this movie is a 4-year development or a 6-year development hell that ends up being a hodgepodge of ideas without any compromises and on your screen anyway. That's what makes it what it is that it's just a bunch of bad ideas.
Yeah. Anybody else have any other questions?
No.
No.
All right. How are we going to call this? Jackie, I'm going to start with you because I know how Sam feels about this film. How do you feel about this film?
Oh, it's a total do.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was kind of fun. I thought the helicopter scene was a little drawn out, but overall, I thought it was a pretty funny movie, and it had some good one-liners in there, some zingers. Keep your asshole tight.
Yeah.
Keep your asshole tight.
Sam, I know how we just one last argument from you.
On why?
Yeah.
It's just, it moves and it's fun.
Okay. I'm going to give it a do.
Oh.
However, I don't like it.
It's just too much
did
to wrap
not
your head around
enjoy Biggles Big Adventure in Time. I thought it was a little too stale for me.
Oh.
Yeah,
I thought it was adventure.
Adventure.
I missed Adventure. I must have been watching a different movie from you guys because I didn't see a whole lot of adventure. I saw some good stunts. I saw some zingers, but I saw mostly guys just running from location to location.
You know what I saw? Balls.
And not
Balls.
having any sort of adventures. I was disappointed by it greatly.
Huh.
I was excited because there were balls in this movie. I was like, oh my God, balls.
Yeah, balls is not a reason
Buns
for
and
me
balls,
to
baby.
watch a movie. So I think that there's a huge audience for this film. I think that this is one of the most obscure, like, nobody talks about films that I've ever seen. It's just not for me.
Huh.
I thought the plot was just too stupid.
That's really saying something there.
Yeah, there's got to be a story, and there's just as we've said many times, including I'm lumping this thing in with Queen of the Damned and fucking Mortal Kombat Annihilation, not for its filmmaking problems. I thought the filmmaking was fantastic. There's no fucking story.
There's not.
And I don't like films that don't have stories. I never will. And
Well, actually,
this
he
is
saves
just not doing it.
He saves the future
From Secret Weapon. I think somebody could have figured that shit out. If you're saving the future with something that also doesn't work,
Oh, yeah, no.
yeah, no, it's stupid.
It's implausible. I think that's actually the greatest strength of it being an enjoyable bad movie is how fucking implausible every moment of the movie is. Just like halfway through, you just give up and go, I'm tired of saying that's more implausible than the last thing that happens because everything is more implausible than the last thing that happened.
Yeah.
That happened. We're moving on.
Moving on. That worked.
Indeed. And I would like to move on. So, Jackie's pick next. You're going to do a Christmas movie?
Yeah, I am, but I am trying
Unknown?
to find just the right one. still.
Unknown, the Christmas movie?
Unknown. Surprise Christmas movie.
In the meantime, get to the chopper.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening, and get to the chopper.
He gives them some
Num-nums?
Gives him some num-nums. There you go. Here's some nun's clothes.
He gives him.